one that is equal or standing with another. A synonym is equal. Pressure is also a noun, and it's defined as the burden of physical or mental distress, the constraint of circumstance, the weight of social or economic imposition. More synonyms for pressure are stress, strain, and tension. In the handout, there are many different types of peer pressure and actions that we deal with that lead to these things, such as suicide, gang warfare, stress, tobacco use, substance use, and alcohol. My first scripture is from the book of Proverbs. It was actually read earlier in the service. It's chapter 6, verses 16 through 21. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They will be the garland to grace your head and the chain to adorn your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, come along with us, let's lie and wait in someone's blood, let's waylay some harmless soul, let's swallow them alive like a grave, and whole like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Throw in your lot with us, and we will share a common purse. My son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths, for their feet rush into sin. My second scripture is also from the book of Proverbs. It's chapter 6, verses 16 through 21. Sorry, I mixed those up. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a man who stirs up dissension among brothers. My son, keep your father's command, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them upon your heart forever. Fasten them around your neck. So, as many of you know, I'm a sophomore at the University of Denver. I'm a double major in socio-legal studies and political science. So one thing that I value is research and statistics. So I figured today I would take you guys to college classroom and share some statistics that I found. To begin, I'll start with depression. Over 15 million people in the United States suffer from depression. 1 out of 33 children are depressed, and it may relate to their parents' own depression. For every 1 man, 2 women will become depressed. Men develop suicidal tendencies instead of dealing with depression, and the elderly are 50% more likely to be depressed than any other age group. Here's some statistics about gangs. 100% of the cities that are populated with more than 25,000 people report gang activity. 240,000 gangs are in the United States itself. 37% of the gang members are under the age of 18. 47% of these members are Hispanic, 31% are African American, 13% are white, and 7% are Asian. I know we all like to eat, but the obesity statistics are ridiculous. All right. 33 states have found that they are 25% obese. They're either greater than or equal to 25%. African Americans alone have a 51% higher chance of being obese than any other ethnic group. One of the main problems with the youth that I found from peer pressure is suicide. I've come in contact, I know numerous people that have committed suicide due to stress at school, family relationships, things like that. So The suicide statistics were also very shocking. Suicide is the 8th leading case of death in the United States of America for all age groups as a whole, but for children it is number 3. 5 to 10% take place in care facilities such as mental hospitals, foster homes, and homeless shelters. Every 15 minutes, one person commits suicide. So that means in the span of church service, which is 2 hours, we'll say, 8 deaths will occur. The elderly commit suicide every 1 hour and 39 minutes. The young commit suicide every 2 hours and 5 minutes. For every 1 male, there will be 3 females that commit suicide. Wow. The most shocking to me was that Colorado makes the top 10 list for the most states to commit suicide. We are number 9 on that list. Another peer pressure that I've also come in contact with is the pressure to have sex when you're younger. AIDS and STDs are also on a rise in 2009 and 2010. It is reported that the highest STD right now is chlamydia. There are over 500,000 cases reported that was just in 2010. Chlamydia is found 8 times higher in African Americans. Also, syphilis and gonorrhea are reaching record highs in the passing years. It is estimated that 1.1 million children and adults are living with AIDS today. The last statistic that I have is dealing with substance abuse and alcohol. It is found that 64% of the population drinks alcohol. 50% of that 64 drinks alcohol on a regular basis. 23% consume 5 drinks a day. 22,073 deaths a year are from alcohol abuse. 6.6 million American children under the age of 18 live in a home with at least one alcoholic parent. 6.6 million. 13.8 million youth begin alcoholism in their childhood. So that's before they are the age of 18. 11% of 8th graders, 22% of 10th graders, and 27% of 12th graders report that they are currently binge drinking. Now, when I was looking at the statistics, of course, peer pressure isn't always negative. It seems that we always put peer pressure as a negative connotation. But I found that when researching, there weren't any positives that come from peer pressure. You can't research how many kids have been saved from gangs, and how many kids have been converted, and how many kids have come to church, and how many kids have let go of alcohol and things like that. So I believe that us as a whole, we need to start making a change, and starting with the youth, and letting them know that it's okay to stand alone, because you're really not alone. I have a scripture, which I, yesterday at the Know Your Church conference, it touched me because it speaks about how there are so many temptations and so many things that we feel like we don't have. But at the end of the day, if we look to God, we do have those. In Matthew chapter 25, verse 34, it says, "Then the king will say to those on his right, 'Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. And I was in prison, and you came to visit me.'" With that in mind, I just want to leave today saying that peer pressure is very common, but I believe that it's the choices that we make in life that will allow us to move forward. It's your choice to pick up that bottle. It's your choice to commit suicide. Yes, the pressures may be on top of you, but at the end of the day, if you get down on your knees and pray, it will take it all away. So I leave today with a poem by called touched by an angel. We, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from the light, lived coiled in shells of loneliness, until love leaves its high holy temple and comes into our sight, to liberate us into life. Love arrives, and in its train come ecstasies, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yet if we are bold, love strikes away the chains of fear from our souls. We are weaned from our tyranny and the flush of love's light. We dare be brave, and suddenly we see that love costs all we are and will ever be. Yet it is only love